Hello, my friends. Today is Friday, January the 29th, and this is the 30th edition of Book Fun Friday. Welcome, welcome. 30 times welcome. So, the young adult novel I'm going to be talking about today is titled The Bridge, and it's written by let me not cover it up. It's written by the author Bill Konigsberg. Y'all, I am so excited about this book. It has been a long time since I have been so captivated by a story. Actually, I'm not sure I've ever read anything like this book. It seems to be singular, or it's pretty unique in the scope of young adult novels that I read, at least the novels that I've read in recent memory. So I'm thrilled to talk to you about it today. The story opens with the two protagonists. Now, the two protagonists are a teenage girl named Tillie and a teenage boy named Aaron. And sadly, as the novel opens, Aaron and Tillie have met at the same time on the same bridge, and both of them have decided that they're going to end their lives by jumping off this bridge. Now, here's what the author does with this story. It's not just a suicide story. He takes it and puts a little twist on it, puts a big twist on it, actually. He actually divides this book up into 4 sections. The first fourth of the book is the story of, again, Aaron and Tillie meeting on the bridge, and then what happens when Tillie jumps and Aaron doesn't jump. And then that story, the first fourth of the book, is the story of the fallout from both of those events. Tillie's suicide, Aaron's suicidal ideations, but not completing suicide. And so you get the story of what happens when she takes her life. The second fourth of the book, he flips it. And so again, they meet on the bridge, same time, same day. He takes it back to the beginning of the story, except in this part of the book, Aaron is the one who jumps and Tillie is the one who doesn't. And then you get the story of the resulting events from that. What happens because of Aaron's suicide and what happens because of Tillie's decision to not take her life. It's one of those really cool stories where you get to see the picture of both paths. So this is what happens if he does it. This is what happens if she does it. The next part of the third fourth of the book is what happens when they both decide to jump. They both take their lives and the story that comes out of that. And then the last fourth of the book, and I'm so glad he ended this way, was the resulting story when neither of them jumps from the bridge. I have to say something about the title, The Bridge. Obviously, that's the symbol from which these two teenagers have decided to end their lives. But it's also this symbol for what connects us to each other. So yes, they're standing on a bridge. Yes, in one part of the book, she takes her life from there. The other part he does. The third part they both do. But the bridge is also meant to symbolize these things that we can cross over to or get to or arrive at a better place with better people who are always going to be there for us. So it's that binding connection that keeps us tied to one another, so that if we are in a situation where we're making these terrible decisions about whether to live or to die, we know that actually there's a path, a different path, a bridge that we can go to make a different decision, walk across to a different choice. The last thing I need to say too about this, I don't always do this. Maybe this makes me a bad librarian, I don't know, but I don't always read the author's notes at the beginning or at the end of a book. But I was really curious about the author, Bill Konigsberg, writing such a book, if he had some sort of connection to suicide. Well, it turns out when I read the author's notes, he did, as a young person, struggle with suicidal thoughts. And he actually writes in the author's notes, had he completed his suicide attempt as a younger person, this book would not be in existence. And that sentence really gave me pause, because that was exactly the story. When these two characters made the decisions to end their lives, and then the resulting story went on. You could see as the reader what was not going to be in existence because they had made that decision. And he concludes his author's notes by saying, you're important, you are loved, you are cared for. If you do not believe you are, find a bridge that's going to take you to somebody who will assure you that that is the case. It's just a lovely message there at the end. So I'm going to read a passage like I always do. This is the first part of the book, the very opening scene. And there's no spoilers here because I've already told you what's going to happen. So the book starts out on April the 17th at 3:54 p.m. and it keeps circling back to that date. April 17th, 3:54 p.m. Can't I have this one moment to myself, please? This thought sears in Aaron Boroff's mind as the sobbing girl passes behind him. She has interrupted his solitude as he stares down at the undulating Hudson River from the south side of the George Washington Bridge. He senses her presence as strongly as he feels the concrete walkway shaking frantically below him. He glances right and watches her walk toward New Jersey, head down. Then she stops, maybe 100 feet from him, approaches the ledge, and stands there, looking down into the empty space below her, just as he had been doing. He turns and glares at her. It's hard to see details from this distance. She's short, with long jet black hair. Devastated, definitely. Same reason for being here? Probably. He wonders, which one of us is worse off? His gut twists. Her, of course. I'm such a coward to even be thinking of ending my life. People will forget about me because thinking about me is too embarrassing. I'm a failure in every way, and I probably won't even manage to kill myself right. At the same time, he can't imagine withstanding this hole in his chest even a moment longer. Too much. It's like when he was 8 and he wanted his mommy, only to remember she wasn't living with them anymore. Thinking this makes him sob audibly, and even though the vehicles and the wind and the buckling bridge are louder and more chaotic than anything he's ever blared on his headphones, the girl turns her head toward the sound, toward Aaron. It is too far for eye contact, really. What they share is the basic idea of eye contact, and Aaron feels it for both of them. Awkwardness. Why couldn't she have walked just a little farther? This is Tillie Stanley's time, and here is this interruption, this lost waif of a boy, his hair blowing in the hectic, wild wind, tall, narrow, leaning in on himself like a branch about to snap. And she thinks, does this boy have to be here? And then she thinks, you know what? Forget him. I am so tired of letting other people dictate my life. She looks away and grasps the nearly petrified metal railing with her hand and lifts her leg onto the other side so that she's straddling it. If he even tries to walk in her direction, she'll let go and end it. That's how serious she is. Her throat is bone dry. Her chest is empty. Her head is spinning wild. Then the boy straddles the railing too, and Tillie is like, oh, come on. Suddenly they're facing each other like they're playing a deadly game of dare. Aaron wants to scream at her, leave me alone. This moment is mine. This is all I have left. Tillie's brain is mottled with warring thoughts she can't quite decipher. She only knows they're getting in her way. Be a big girl, she berates herself. Pick up your damn thick leg and walk far enough away that he can't see you anymore. But she's stuck here. She is too far gone, much too far gone, to imagine suffering even one more minute of this life. No, oblivion is the only answer. Whatever comes after, nothing or a lot of something unknown, cannot be worse than this. It's time to stop, to end. They remained that way for a few seconds, then a few seconds more. Eye contact without being able to see each other's eyes. And then at 3:57, Aaron watches as the nameless girl throws her other leg over the railing and pushes off. And again, this is titled The Bridge, and it's written by the author, there it is, Bill Konigsberg. Well, guys, thank you so much as always. I feel so excited that we got to 30 episodes, and for those of you who have watched all 30 and stayed with me through this journey, I appreciate you. And the journey continues. It's not like today is the end of this. I'm definitely going to keep doing these book talks, at least for a while. Continue taking care of yourself and stay healthy and well. And I will see you next Friday for episode 31 of Book Fun Friday. Bye.